Hi guys, it's Betmaster Ben back again for Sportsbet TV for your weekend tipping betting show. Got Louis Beneventi back with me. How you doing, mate?
I'm very well, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You know, I think.
How was last week?
Tottenham could be better, but look, let's just get onto the betting.
Look, we didn't have a great week last week. That's what we need to get.
We've had 3 very poor weeks in a row. I'm going to hold my hands up. Look, I've said it before, I'm going to hold my hands up. But this week, this is the week.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to Premier League bets, I'm your man. Comes to that, I think I got one result wrong last week. Result as well. And Ben, yeah, you know, he just likes to keep rattling on. But, you know, hey, you lose some, you win some. But what we got,
you win some and you lose some, whatever way you want to put it. But let's start off with football. We've got football, darts and boxing to bring you today. So a big weekend of betting. Let's start off with the football. Start off with the fourfold. Starting off in the Premier League, it's Arsenal against Wolves. And I have gone for both teams to score.
Well, I mean, defensively, Arsenal are horrendous.
Yeah.
They conceded a 2-goal lead to Crystal Palace last week.
At home as well.
At home as well. Granit Xhaka obviously marching off the pitch. And obviously, you know, there's a lot of issues going on at that club at the moment. Unai Emery still having, you know, these murmurs over his job in the current state of the club. Wolves obviously started quite poorly this season, kind of levelled out. Got that last-minute draw against Newcastle at the weekend. Look, both teams to score, I'd say it's fair. Raul Jimenez up front is a real danger for Wolves. And obviously at the other end of the pitch for Arsenal, the man which kind of kept them afloat really this season, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, is scoring goals, and they're just part of a 10-goal thriller with Liverpool.
That Martinelli looks like a proper player, doesn't he? Have you seen
good.
him?
He does look like a very good player. Whether he'll play for them in the league, that's another question. But I mean, look, both teams will score. It's going to be a very exciting game, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And just to back it up with a bit of stats, the last 2 times these teams have played in the Premiership since Wolves have been back in the league has been 1-1 and 3-1 to Wolves. So, look, this looks like a nailed-on one, doesn't it? Moving on to the next bet is back in Italy. I know I tipped Juventus to win last week, but I backed them to get back on track in the derby away at Torino.
Derby della Torino.
Exactly. Juventus, like I said, I backed them to bounce back. They had a very poor result last week against, who was it against? Against Lecce.
Lecce.
And it was 1-1 in this game, but I backed them to beat Torino away.
I say it really depends what Torino show up. They are a very good side.
13th in the league.
They're 13th in the league, but to be fair, they always are they average out. That's the thing with Torino. It depends. Belotti could really turn up for them. And if he does, it could really cause issues for this Juventus backline. You know, we didn't get the result we wanted, obviously, last week in terms of the bet. Juve, obviously, I think the people don't really watch the league. It's a case of, you know, Juventus just steamroll everyone. They don't steamroll, but they get the results. And right now, look, they're getting the results. They're not getting the results they need. I think Sarri's had in a bit of a wobbler in comparison to Juve. I know that they're top of the league right now, but it's only 1 point in it. You wouldn't be expecting that.
And they were lucky that Inter actually dropped points last weekend as well.
Exactly. So it's one of those. So I think that this season could be very interesting for Juventus. The Turin derby, I think, look, it's a derby.
Yeah.
So it's a dangerous one to bet on. But if you've got the cojones, okay, I'd back Ben. And guess what? I've got the cojones. I trust Ben on this. So just saying, I'm getting out there now. I trust Ben.
The last 2 games at Torino in this derby has been 1-0 to Juventus, both games. So that backs up your thing saying that, you know, they don't always steamroll teams, but they get the job done.
Yeah.
All right, so that's moving on. We go to Germany and we go to Bayern Munich against Frankfurt, which promises to be a fiery game with a lot of goals. We are going for Bayern Munich to win the games outright.
Okay.
The last 3 times that this fixture has been played has been 5-0 to Bayern Munich, 3-0 to Bayern Munich, and 5-1 to Bayern Munich.
Guaranteed goals.
Yeah.
Guaranteed goals. Eintracht Frankfurt are not the same outfit that we saw last season. Obviously, they had Luka Jovic and Haller up front last season. They don't have that now. They're doing what are they doing? What's their form like in the Bundesliga? They're mid-table
in the league. So
okay, so it's not great. It's not bad. The league is still very interesting. I mean, only 5 points separate Eintracht Frankfurt in 9th. And Mönchengladbach, who are actually top of the table, and not Bayern this season.
And obviously they brought in Bastos to replace Jukovic, and he hasn't really set the world alight. He's only scored 3 goals this season.
He's a bit old, is Bastos. I think that, look, with Bastos, I think that he's definitely someone who has the goals in him, but I think, again, this Bayern backline he's not going to be getting it. Whereas Robert Lewandowski is probably the best centre forward in the world right now.
13 goals this season in 9 games.
Yeah.
So
I think that just summarises the points that we're trying to make here. Basically, what are we going for, Ben?
Bayern Munich to win outright.
Outright.
It could be Bayern Munich to win and both teams to score, but just to be safe, we're just going to go for the Bayern Munich win.
I'd say more than 3 goals as well. Should we chuck that in there? Should we add a little bit of
probably.
spice?
Probably. And for the last game of the fourfold is going to be Leipzig against Mainz at Leipzig. We are going for Leipzig to win and both teams to score. And the reasoning behind this is that, like in Mainz games, you see goals galore in every single one of their games. They concede, they score, but they very rarely win. They're sitting at 13th in the league with 9 points, where Leipzig, everyone knows about Leipzig at home. They are absolutely sensational. They concede a lot as well. They score much more with Timo Werner up front. Absolutely sensational. They're 6th in the league. So we're going for Leipzig to win and both teams to score.
I like that. I think that, I think Leipzig at home, like you've said. Timo Werner.
Just look at those past games between these teams. There's goals galore. 3-3, 4-1, 3-0, 2-2, 3-2, you know, the list goes on.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very exciting game of football. Yeah. I think, like I'm saying about Bundesliga, this season, potentially that and La Liga are probably the 2 most exciting leagues to watch right now. So Granada are top of the table in La Liga, and obviously Mönchengladbach are top in the Bundesliga, and there are teams which are playing really well right now. And this as well, like you mentioned, goals galore. I think that this is going to be an absolutely fantastic game of football for the neutral. Leipzig have some fantastic talent on display, and Mainz, you know, they're a solid team. They get the job done. Obviously, they're not in the best position right now, but you know, like you said, they're getting the results if they need to, and if they're not getting the results, they're still scoring goals, which is what matters in this purpose. We don't care if they win or lose. We just want, we actually want them to lose technically. But yeah, we just want them to, you know, get a goal, and that'd be quite nice for a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, Mainz, no one considers them as like a powerhouse in the German league or anything, but they score a lot of goals for a team that kind of flirt with relegation every year. So yeah, I think Leipzig and yes is a great bet. Moving on to the boxing, Louis Beneventi.
Very nice. Well, let's get straight into it. Let's go to Alvarez Kovalev. Obviously, the big fight for the weekend. Oh, I'm excited for this one. I do love it. I love it. It's great.
You love it.
2 blokes getting in a ring and going for it with each other. Look, it's going to be a tight fight. It's going to be a very, very tight fight. Look, if we look at the stats alone, Alvarez versus Kovalev, 52 wins for Alvarez in his career, 34 for Kovalev. Alvarez has only lost 1, Kovalev has lost 3, but he has 29 knockouts. Alvarez has 35, 2 draws, 1 loss, 55 bouts in total for Alvarez. So he's only it's you know, look, this guy is he's the business. But Kovalev, obviously, a lot of people will know him from his fights in the past. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go for an Alvarez decision. I think that is what it's going to be. I think it'll go down to the points. It's going to be a very, very good fight. If you look at it as well, there's not really that much in it in terms of height between the two. Only 1 inch. Alvarez being 5'9", Kovalev being 6 foot.
And again, similarities in the stats between these two.
And it's the same in the reach as well. It's only 1 inch in it. So look, it's going to be a very good fight, and it's two very good technical boxers. I'm really excited to see it. But I just think Alvarez might shade it. I think that he might just have the technical skill, and I also think as well, it might be an age thing. As bad as that sounds, look, Kovalev was born in '83, Alvarez was born in 1990, and obviously everyone can say, but look at Floyd Mayweather, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Look, I just think Alvarez is just going to have it. He's got that Mexican blood as well. Mexicans are doing really well in the world of boxing as well. Obviously everyone knows about Ruiz shocking OJ with, quote-unquote, a punch from the gods. But look, Alvarez is going to do it. That's what I'm going for there. For my second fight, I'm going to go for Cash versus Cullen. I'm going to go for Cullen on points.
Wow, that's big odds, that one.
I know, it's massive odds, but the only thing which really sets these two apart is their knockout percentage ratios. And Cullen's got 39, Cash has got 64. He's lost 1 fight in comparison to Cash's 0, but look, they're both good fighters. That it's going to be a very, very, very good bout, but I just think Cullen, I don't know, I fancy the quote-unquote underdog in this one, just even though the odds are massive. It's a bit dangerous for a bet. Obviously, you know, if you do this, you're here to make money. But look, I just fancy it. Fancy
Yeah,
a little tickle.
I wouldn't lump a lot on that, but you know, maybe a small bet, maybe a couple of quid, you know,
Yeah.
just to be in it for the money. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Alvarez fight, I think that's more nailed on than this one. Obviously, the odds will suggest that. But yeah, I agree with you completely. And let's move on, last but not least, to the World Series of Darts, which is kicking off tonight.
Oh yes, we love the darts. It's a natural fat man sport.
It is a natural fat man sport. You should go in for it.
I mean, I should be the only person saying that, but fine. If you're going to bully me, it's cool.
And we are going for Dave Chisnall, the man of the moment at the moment, the man who is absolutely on fire with his fingers, throwing those darts into the ball. We are going for Dave Chisnall to win the tournament, which will end on Sunday evening, and massive, massive odds at 18-1 for that one.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I mean, the darts. The thing with the darts is, it's obviously for a lot of people, they don't watch it all year round. You watch it when the world champs come on, Ali Pali, all that good stuff. But look, if we're here to make money. This guy, he's going to do it. He's on fire. He's going to do it. It's
obviously a long shot, because you know, it's to win a whole tournament when you've got players like Michael van Gerwen, who obviously everyone knows about Michael van Gerwen being #1 in the world and everything. But Dave Chisnall, he really is the man on form in the world of darts at the moment. So we are sticking with Dave Chisnall to win the tournament outright. Now, we've given you a football fourfold, we've given you 2 boxing singles, and we've given you a darts tip. So let us know in the comment section below if you've got on these, and let us know when you've won the bets after they have taken place this weekend, and we'll be counting our money together. Thank you very much, Louis Beneventi, for joining me once again, and happy punting, guys.